So, I am an idiot. I managed to record this entire episode without my webcam plugged in, and since that's what I use as my microphone, none of my commentary was recorded. Brilliant. So, this is where we left off. I've just left Kohei's place. I have no idea if I've pronounced that correctly, and I apologise if I have messed it up. I'm just going to have to try and remember vaguely what I was saying at each point. This isn't totally terrible, I guess. Here I was going off to look for some treasure I thought I'd missed and hadn't. I guess I could cut this bit out entirely, given that. Yeah, I'll probably just cut this segment because it didn't amount to much. Well, not all of this segment, some of it was relevant, but I'll probably speed it up because I like speeding it up. So here we have, this building is now open. Ooh, chest. I say ooh, chest, I knew it was there of course because of... yeah, anyway. So in this building we have a familiar face. I'm sorry, I'm going to struggle to sound enthusiastic now, because I've already recorded all of this once. Merrick, he survived as well, because everyone survived the shipwreck, because why not? So, cool stuff to buy, shiny things. Life vessel, I'll have the life vessel. That is more money than you can have. More money than it's possible to get. So the deal here is, this is what Gilded Falcons are for. Later on, Merrick will start he'll start searching for the Gilded Falcons, and you bring them to him and he will give you the items. Starting at 15, every 5 falcons you get a life vessel, treasury item, life vessel, item, up to 50, which is all of them. So that's what Gilded Falcons are for, and that will start later. Yes, treasures. Stuff I can get now to have the long boots and can walk in water and jump and stuff without being impeded. Shallow water, that is. I could actually have gotten this sooner. I may have possibly tried to get this sooner because it's an item I might not have been able to get if I already had one at the time. I don't know, I can't remember whether I did. Let's use it up because why not? I'm not likely to want to restock from random chests. Wandering around. This commentary is going to... I thought it might be a bit different and interesting to do after the fact commentary, but it's not going to be, is it? It's going to be terrible. This is a life vessel. Always happy to have more of those. So yes, the swamp. Now that I can explore it a bit better. Gilded Falcon. 16. I was just checking. This I think is a, yeah, strength tonic that I can't have. Big deal. So I can get in here now. Not a lot of point in doing so. Look at all the pucas. So many pucas. It really makes me aware of how much time I spend not talking while I'm playing, when I'm not playing at the same time. So I'm just aware of how much I'm talking. Why? Yeah. But the alternative is leaving this episode without commentary at all, and I don't want to do that, so... This is a dungeon I'll come to soon. There's the boss, that big statue in the middle, which of course is not actually a statue. I think this is the next overworld dungeon after the upcoming one. Upcoming dungeon, then a dream dungeon, then this dungeon, I think. The actual entrance to this dungeon is under this statue here, which is moved over by hitting that switch, which of course I can't reach. Soon. So at this point I think it's time to go back to the village. Hello, Giles. Insert witticisms about not on art now. Oh yes, the Devourer Souls. I'm quite partial to souls, but not today. Something like that. It's hard to make a joke a second time because it loses the delivery. Something here about if either I'm not a devil or I'm a very cunning devil. And here I'm mused on the fact that Alundra doesn't visibly have a mouth on his sprite, and don't know what to make of his expression there. It's not a smile, I don't know what it is. It's not a frown. Low tide. This couldn't possibly be relevant, could it? Amazingly, no, you know what I'm saying here. Shocking. Let's go and save my game. Musings here were something about whether or not it's redundant to save to the virtual memory card as well as save states, and concluding that it isn't. Something like that. Can't remember exactly. But you still won't give me the armour, will you? The pop culture references, they burn, and yet I don't care. Thank you for that, Sybil. And Sierra is just a beam of sunshine. Oh, I didn't go and talk to Elaine. Oh. These little pauses are because I was being talked to on IRC. I really should change my IRC name or something while I'm recording. Giles, why are you standing outside Klein's house? That's just a little bit random and weird. Klein, however, much more reassuring. And again with the IRC. And because I was distracted by that, I spoke to him again. Why not? Something something, keep your soul, you miserable old bag? I can't remember exactly. Something along those lines. And yeah, okay, I failed to save a daughter. I didn't really get a chance to try. Cow. Most heinous. I think I've mentioned I like Bonaire. I think I've mentioned I really like Bonaire and Phineas. I think I've mentioned it. So, heading down to the coast. Because of the game's oh so subtle hints. I don't really check in on Nava very often because of the way that I suppose it's not all the way, it's not actually that far from the village, but so let's see what Nava has to say. Okay then. It sounds like he knows more than he's letting on as well. I wonder what else he and Cephas have in common. So now we can actually get all the way over on the beach. Can also get up here to get an item I can't pick up. And I still can't get over there yet. There's probably a gilded falcon. So, Coastal Cave. In this dungeon, you require use of the flail a lot. Almost constantly, really. And I keep doing that, I keep accidentally using the wrong button. And again. I'm not sure why, it's not like I've been playing anything else on PlayStation controller to get the wrong muscle memory from. Keep on blowing up those turtles, because it's still the most fun way to deal with them. I spend a few minutes trying to remember what this rock's for. Random invisible barrier. Random invisible barrier. Annoying rock. There we go. Nothing over here. Wrong button again. Hidden chest with some ribs. And this is what the rock's for. And then the other rock is just to be able to get up from this side if we want to, which you do need to if you're leaving, I suppose. So yeah. And here we have the gratuitous floating platforms. First time they've been... No, it's not actually the first time, multi-level ones, but of course I messed up. Jumping too early and not jumping to the side. Oh my god, I'm fed up with the neighbour's dog. Okay, now that it's shut up, I can carry on. Not an awful lot to say at the moment. Yeah. There's a nice locked door up there, which I'll go over to in a moment. After the fact commentary sucks. I'm not sure what little jetties are for, given that I can just jump straight up out of the water, but yeah. So let's try this again. Better. Platforms that break when you step on them. Or do they? They're timed. I can't really remember. I think they break after you step on them. But I don't know. The most frustrating... Oh, that's annoying. The most frustrating thing about after the fact commentary is it's alright to comment on mistakes at the time because I make them, you know, at the time. Commentating on my mistakes after the fact is just annoying because I know I'm going to make them and I have to sit there and watch myself make the mistake. I mean, obviously, anyone watching who knows the game will probably feel the same, but they don't know I'm about to make the mistake. So it's... whatever. So here's a mistake. Breaking all of those. It's the kind of thing, it almost makes me feel like I want to cut out the mistakes, but then it's not really an LP. You know, the whole point, almost messed that one up, the whole point is that it's me playing the game without stuff removed, apart from insignificant things like walking across a screen between episodes, unless that screen's in a dungeon, you know, whatever. So here I realise my mistake because I can't jump over there without some blocks. So now I have to reset by leaving the room, and the only way to leave the room, realistically, is this. So that's fun. So here I'm going to try something that obviously is not going to work. And then I get back to what you're actually supposed to do. So now there's an extra steppable spot here. I can get closer and make that jump and then fall off. Hooray! So I'm also slightly annoyed because obviously I have to watch through the whole video to edit it to make sure all the sound's fine. But now I'm having to watch through it an extra time because I'm having to watch through it to record the narration. I'm sorry, this is turning into a complain fest. It's my own fault, I'm sorry. Almost fell off again. Convenient bit of health there, given that I was low. And here we have random logs, which are useless to me at this particular moment, and some spikes, which I can just walk over, but obviously will get hurt. There's the key for the door downstairs. And nothing else can be done here at the moment. There's a bit of backtracking in this dungeon because I'm going to have to come back around here again in a minute. Or in, I guess, 10 minutes, 20 minutes? Oh, I don't know. It's pretty much the end of the episode at that point. So here we have several doors. I face some indecision over which one to go in first because I'd forgotten what happens here. I suppose this is the point I might as well address while I've not much else to talk about. Doors everywhere. I'm not well, I am occasionally referring to a walkthrough, but only for extremely minor things, just to check details and stuff. As I'm playing, I'm not using a walkthrough, and I intend for it to stay that way, apart from a couple of things. One, the one puzzle in the next Nightmare Dungeon, which is the worst puzzle in the game. I've heard it said that the developers themselves released the solution because it's that hard. So I will definitely just straight up use the walkthrough for that. And then also the final dungeon, I might try and navigate without the walkthrough, but I don't expect it to end well. For the penultimate dungeon, I will be referring to my own notes that I've made on that dungeon. If I can find them, I'll have to try and track them down when I get closer to the time. So this thing on the floor is covering a hole. I hit one of those dual things and one of the lights has gone off on that. So there are two more to do, and then that'll open. That's why there are 4 doors here, 3 with the things, and then I spend some time pointlessly breaking the things on the floor here. These things we're going to see more of in this dungeon. In this instance it's just an obstacle, it's just a hazard. Later on it's a puzzle element as well. You'll notice it carries on the trajectory it was going on, the tangent to the circle. That is a puzzle element. In here, if your first instinct is to just charge across and break all of those, you're going to fail. Because it's a good thing I did that actually, because it falls in if you break the block. So it's a good thing I threw that jar and it happened to hit it, otherwise I probably would have broken the block before hitting the thing and yeah. So that was lucky really. I fully admit when it's just luck rather than skill or planning. More convenient health. And now we have this room, which I'm going to spend an inordinately long time on and abuse save states on a bit. Because there comes a point when, if I were playing properly, I would probably just reset legitimately. But obviously I'm on the emulator. More to the point, it's an LP. If I spend forever doing something because it takes a while to reset if I mess up, then it just makes the LP drag on. So here I'm standing around musing on how to reset this thing, thinking it's timed, it's not. I have to leave the room. So save state abuse is not ideal, it's not something I want to use too much, but it's something that, in terms of puzzles that have a slightly tedious reset like that, having to leave the room, I think it's somewhat justified for the LP. So the thing here is to not fall off, because that platform then doesn't come back down. That's useless because it's on top of that block. Round one. Come closer. Good mid-face. And then I fell off. And this is the point at which I decided to start abusing save states. Save state there. And then I fell off again. And in attempting to... oh no, I'd already save stated and accidentally saved over it rather than loading it. That was the previous one, okay. So yes, save states at this point because the reset is just a bit too tedious. I say I'm going to aim not to abuse it too much, but sometimes there's a line. Round 3 is just some of these guys, no biggie. And then I fell off like an idiot. And then I got bored with hanging around on the outer edge and just hopped in. And round 4 is not a big deal. at all. Looks threatening for a moment, but really isn't. Because you just jump into the middle and wail, and then with your flail. Wail with the flail. Flail whale. Flail. And there we go, the Merlin boots, which are what allow you to swim. One dungeon after the previous boots upgrade. Because why not? Something about Wonder Essence I say here, probably, or I might have said it sooner, I don't know. There's a Wonder Essence somewhere in this dungeon, I know that. So if I did happen to die, and revive with the one I have, I would easily get a replacement. Not that I have any plans of dying. The glory of being able to swim. So I can get over to this chest, which I was expecting to have something good in it, but it doesn't, it's just herbs. And now that I can swim, I need to wait. Now, wait, where? There. I can't word even when I'm not playing at the same time. Marvellous. Make my way back to the room I was in previously. By, heading back up here. That was a fail. That was better. Now you would think that that block being there would be fine. If I can drop off this cliff onto the block and then jump over the gap to the other cliff, then surely I should be able to jump over the gap to the block and then hop up onto the cliff. Apparently the game disagrees. In fact, it would seem that the game really disagrees. I'd have to say the game is being very disagreeable indeed. Because no matter how many times I try, I can not make that jump. I'm about to do save states to prove it. No. 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 It's like there's an invisible wall. No. No. Absolutely not. No chance. Terrible. So, that is it for this episode. If you've enjoyed the video, despite the commentary being completely awful because it's after the fact, leave a like. Share, favourite and comment, everything helps to support the channel. Check out my Twitter if you don't already. And subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time, where I will have redone this room so that I can actually get up there. Bye guys.